Hey, welcome. If you are in network marketing or you've been thinking about it, or you've been looking at it, or maybe you have been putting it off because you're not really sure which one to choose or if it's really meant for you. So we just wanted to put this together because this will save you seriously like years of frustration because most people don't fail because they can't do it. They fail because either they choose the wrong company or the wrong people to partner with or just don't learn the skills to be able to do it effectively or in a way that feels like in alignment, especially with your faith.
Yeah, and we've both seen that firsthand after building that in this space for years, how this can quickly, if you're not sure what you want or what you're looking for, can sometimes end up where you don't want to be. And so we want to help you kind of overcome some things and help you know what to look for.
Absolutely. And if you are new around here, we are Natalie and Janeen, and we are Abundance Living Co. We love to work with faith-driven mamas and help you to be able to build in the online space without burnout, without it taking over your life, and just being able to really put faith and family first. And we've been in the online space together for over 20 years now. And we've built in digital marketing, network marketing, we've built teams, we've created income, and also we've had seasons where it just felt like we were doing all the things, but it still felt off.
Yeah, and that's where things shifted for us a lot because it stopped being just about what works and then it became about alignment, right? And what mattered to us and our values. And so we ask ourselves like, is this actually how we want to build? And is this something that God can and will bless, or are we just in striving?
Yeah, and we know when people hear network marketing, there's some thoughts that come up, right? Maybe you're thinking like it's saturated, or you have to be pushy or salesy, or only the people at the top make money. And so we really wanted to talk about some of these things before we dive into this.
So what we've learned too is that these are just different. It's the models. Like, what do you think about when you're looking at the models and what we've learned? It's not the industry. Sometimes it's just the structure of where you're at and how you're building. So we can dive into that for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, the first thing that we look at now when we're looking at different options out there is the income model, right? So, is it something that actually builds over time, or are you starting over every month? Because if you're constantly chasing the next sale, that's not freedom, that's pressure. And we started asking, does this actually multiply income or just maintain it? And right alongside that, are there systems? No, are you the system? And that can be such a huge red flag too, because if everything depends on you figuring it out, you posting nonstop, and just like cold DMing people nonstop, and if there's no system set up, there's a ceiling on that because especially as faith-driven moms, we don't have unlimited time. We are not the same as a guy that's coming into this industry and like, I'm going to work 14-hour days, We need something that's simple, that's duplicatable, and something that real people can win at.
Yeah, definitely. And something that really matters now is, can this actually be built like today and how things are working today? So leveraging social media, AI, online marketing. I don't know, depending on how long you've been in the online space, right? There was a time we all built kind of old school, right? Belly to belly, face to face. And I do think that that still matters, right? Depending on where you're at and the influence you have and the people you're around, like still being able to have that connection with people. But I also know for busy moms like us, like we want to be present moms. We want to be home with our kids. We want to be able to do and have experiences with them and not always be gone all the time. So being able to make sure you're building strategically online and knowing how to do that and attract the right people to you. And then also now with AI and all the things that are shifting there, being ahead of the curve matters a lot. So that you can work smarter, not harder. Most people don't want to, right, like build the old school way anymore. And so if the company doesn't support that, it's going to really be a struggle if they're not continuing to evolve. And so then timing, right? Timing is huge, not hype, right? But positioning and asking yourself, like, and knowing, is this company stable? Is it growing? Is it ahead of where things are going? Because we feel like, right, with the way things have shifted, AI, community, subscription based models, it really is. That's an important factor and something that matters to us while we were wanting to find balance between like not having something that's a risky startup and launching like exactly for the first time. We've both been a part of that. And that can be a little rocky of all the things you're trying to figure out. But you also don't want something that's super saturated so there's no room for you. And so what we did is, we were able to find a company that's actually been around for over a decade. It's debt free. And now, though, has the timing and positioning with expanding in North America and Australia. So, some of the largest markets. And so you have the stability, you have the timing. And so that combination is actually really rare to find. And then obviously the people, right? People matter because you're not just joining a company, right? We always know people join people. And so you're stepping into a culture and a movement. That was like probably the biggest thing I looked for was who was I going to be aligning myself with? Who was I partnering with? What did systems and things that they already have in place that could I feel like, yeah, if I'm not, maybe I'm sick or my kids are sick, could I trust the people I was going to be, working with that my people could also be supported by them? So are the leaders present? Do they actually care? Or are they building, and are they building people and developing leaders, not just seeing everybody as a number? Because that's what actually is going to determine your experience with what you're doing and where you're at and how well you grow and build.
Yeah, and honestly, that's what like leads into, the comp plan as well, because the way the comp plan is set up makes a huge difference in how it rewards behaviors, right? And so you want to make sure that I don't think I understood this early on either, but it matters a lot because in the compensation plan, if it is rewarding people diving into their businesses and kind of working with the people that are, maybe not like right at the top with them, like diving down and working with everyone, does it reward that or not? And so that's one thing that I think is really big. But then also, some models only pay you if everything is like really perfectly balanced. And sometimes stop paying you if someone ranks to a certain point, you can stop earning from them. And so they would actually break off. And so that's another big red flag because that can limit your income without you even realizing it when you're scaling. And so what stood out to us when we were looking too was seeing a model where you can earn right away. So that's important to have something upfront so that it's not just the people at the top, right? And seeing a model where you can then build leverage over time and that's completely volume based. And so you want to make sure that you're looking at something that you don't start over every single month. It's actually compounding residually and not completely dependent on structure. But you do still want it there because it does help you to leverage and build faster. And then one thing that we started paying attention to was like the product and the message, because there are a lot of like what I would call me too products out there. Like everyone's got like oh, like you sell collagen, me too. You sell peptides, me too. Like there, it's kind of becoming a thing, right? And when you're saying the same thing as everyone else, that makes it really hard. And so I really had to ask myself, do I want to talk about this for the rest of my life? Like, start with that, because if you don't love talking about it, if you're not super passionate about it, you're not going to build it. You're not going to stick with it. And so, for us, making a living while priority living and building a business around like lifestyle is something I could really get behind. But then also keeping in mind that you aren't out there, and just a little tip for you, you're not out there flashing all about your product, no matter what it is, product, service, whatever. You're not just talking about that all the time. You're really, sharing different stories and different, like how you help people, what the transformation is, and all of that, along with, kind of like your story and your brand, right?
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, we have to tell you, like, we were not even looking for another business. We thought we were kind of settled and with where we were, and we were focused on what we were doing. And we were already earning income, but we really started also asking better questions, and we started kind of just keeping our eyes and ears open for, okay, where does God have us, opportunities, and making sure is what we were doing, was it really the best long term for us, for our families, for the people that we were connecting to and we're going to be bringing into our business. And so was there something that actually checks all the boxes? And when we personally knew a lot of people who were kind of getting connected to the same platform, so it also had us asking, maybe it is something that we should check out. And so when we did and we saw it, we really couldn't, we always say this, it kind of sounds cliche, but we couldn't unsee it. We were like, oh, I get it. I now know what people were, were looking at, what they were understanding, what they were, why they were sharing and excited about it, because we really had not seen anything like this in our, several years, 11 plus 15 years combined of really building. And we'd not seen something that was so generous and really had all the pieces in place.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, you kind of got to watch when you start seeing people coming out of retirement, people that have been in the online space or been in network marketing for, 10, 20, 30 years, and they start to like flood into something, like pay attention. And so what also stood out to us too was that this wasn't just another product. It's a platform. It's AI driven, it's community driven, it's membership based. And in the digital lifestyle space where we can partner with other kingdom minded leaders and help families to make more memories, to tie in like missions and retreats and experiences without becoming travel agents or planning trips.
Yeah. And for us, it just made sense financially with like what our financial and long-term income goals were, and both of us needing and wanting to be also a provider for our family, but be those present moms. This was going to allow us to do that and just felt so much more aligned with our goals and values and lifestyle and, where we were feeling called to go and wanting to help, share and cast that vision for others as well.
Yeah, and really my heart, and I know both mine and Natalie's heart is really to help more families to have breakthrough in their finances. And what we saw here is we were able to do that a lot faster and, partnered in a lot better alignment than what we were doing before. So if you're in network marketing or even just exploring another stream of income and you've been feeling like there's got to be something better that fits my life better, that, like I know God has sometimes like told me like do it this time differently, Janeen, like this is going to be different. So we put together a video that breaks this down and why we chose to partner with this company specifically. And so we will link that here below so you can check it out.
Yeah, and if you're looking to grow more just on in the online space, you want to build your brand and just your personal mission, knowing exactly what to do, how to do it, build your routine, and then lay the foundation so you can build a strong business. And want to do that like in partnership with other, kingdom-minded community and women, then you're gonna want to keep following us. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and then you can always hop over to our Facebook group community as well. And we hope to see you there.
Yep. Have a great day.